Hey guys, sorry I'm back. I had to steal a press car for this very, very special announcement today to do with the Black Series. As you can see in the title, I'm a very, very happy guy today as my years of buying AMG after AMG after AMG has been rewarded, and I actually have an allocation for the brand new GT Black Series, my first new Black Series. So today, we're gonna spec it together. I'm gonna show you every single GT I've ever owned, which is pretty much every GT that's existed up until now. I've got some more news and rumors for you. I've got a special edition to show you as well. It's all very exciting. So let's jump straight into it and spec my GT Black Series together. So guys, welcome once again back to RBR. I'm your host, Raz. I'm very, very happy, feeling super lucky that I managed to get a GT Black Series allocation, though I think luck is a little bit unfair on me because I have bought an absolute shit ton of these cars and I've lost a load of money on a lot of them as well. And I'm in fact going to show you each and every one that I've ever had. It might be more accurate to call me Mr AMG GT than just Mr AMG alone. Truly, it's been my history and my loyalty with both MBUK and AMG buying so many of these cars. I mean, this will be my 8th AMG GT. Let that sink in for a second because that is bloody stupid, to be honest. Let's say someone owned dozens of 911s, right? It would make sense because 911 has been around since 1963. There's been so many different generations, so many different versions. So if you've owned loads of those, it makes total sense. But the C190 GT has only been around for the last 5 years. There's only one version of this vehicle. And of course, a plethora of different ones underneath. And to have 7 within 5 years is a little bit bonkers. But it's also a true testament of my AMG addiction and my love of the GT series. So we're gonna have a quick recap of every GT I've ever had, and luckily that almost covers every significant GT that there's ever been as well. I think the story really starts, both for me and the GT, at SLS AMG. I had 2 of those at different times. The first one was a lovely AMG Le Mans red with porcelain interior. I'll never forget that. Again, I picked it up from MB World. I have a bit of footage from the collection back then. I still have both the key and the sample book from the SLS here with me today. Owned it a few years, absolutely loved it. Then I had an Alubeam silver one, which I think is the greatest car color in the world. It's pretty much what Merc used on every single one of their concept cars. Liquid silver, looked absolutely amazing. But that car really proved to me what the folks at Alubeam can do when they are left to their own devices to make their own car built from scratch. So when the baby SLS was announced, I had to get the first C190, and that was of course the AMG GTS. Mine was finished in a Magna Iridium silver, which is a matte silver of course, with saddle brown interior. It looked absolutely incredible. Once again picked up from MB World a bit of footage behind the scenes there. I loved this car. I drove it for like 2 years, thousands and thousands of miles. It was like my go-to car, and it was really such a good daily, but it had that supercar factor, in the design of it, and I still prefer the front end for GTS versus the facelifted one. I just think it's prettier, and the car just sounded bloody brilliant. Have a listen to it. After this, I had the Edition 1 GTS for a little while. That was a fixed spec on those cars. It came with the aero package, specific wheels, etc. But I really just preferred the standard one. I think my GTS was better looking. After this came the beast of the green hell. So 2 years later, I was lucky enough to be there live at MB World when Tobias Moores and Lewis Hamilton were doing the epic unveiling of that car. I'll never forget how it came down in the container and landed. A day later after that, it was the first time I ever met Tobias Moores, and he even let me have a look at the car in the private paddock. We were able to rev it, etc. It was an amazing experience. So then I picked mine up from MB World. 2 years, loads and loads of miles on that car. I absolutely loved just how daily it was, and nothing drove or has sounded like it since. It truly is the beast of the green hell. Now, during the 2 years that I owned that, the AMG 50-year anniversary also happened, and they created 2 cars to celebrate that anniversary. The GTC Edition 50s, both in coupe and roadsters. They were limited cars, and this idiot bought both of them. And it makes absolutely no sense because they were really quite similar to the GTR in power. They had the rear wheel steering, same width of body, etc. But I did it anyway. I don't regret it at all because they looked incredible. I drove the coupe straight to a Falterbach on the AMG road trip with my other AMG friends. It was filmed on the Mercedes-Benz official YouTube channel as well. It's a trip I'll never forget. And it's a car that, even today, I think it's always going to look unique and fantastic. The Roadster, it was great, but to me, it was just not as good as the coupe in terms of sound, because of course there's more deadening between you and the exhaust, and generally in terms of handling, still looked really, really great though. Now, after this came the big daddy, the GT 63S GT 4-door, 640 brake horsepower of AMG Madness. Again, so many miles I did in this. Drove it to a Falterbach on another AMG road trip. Sounded bloody epic as well. And there is an 800 brake horsepower version coming, whether it's called GT73E or GT63E, we'll have to see. Really excited about that. And then finally, predecessor to Black Series was GTR Pro. Now, this car had one of the greatest experiences I've ever experienced as an amateur journalist and as a customer, and that was being the first to film the two-door GT production line here on YouTube. You can check the video out in the description below. Not only that, I got to see my own freaking car built live in front of me, and they also gave me the honor of signing the torque tube, and I'll never ever forget that. It's such a cool video. Now, of course, the Pro, more track focus, same horsepower as the GTR, 710 on the Nürburgring, which was very impressive, but I didn't get that much use of it because of COVID. I couldn't drive it to a Falterbach because of that, and didn't get that many miles in it. And really, I preferred the original GTR for the sound that it had and how daily it was, yet having basically the same performance for day-to-day driving. Then after this, of course, GT Black Series is here. It'll join the legend. My C63 Black Series is the two Black Series I have. You should know the details of this car already from my first look video. Again, link is down below. We've got 730 brake horsepower from a brand new flat plane V8 bi-turbo engine in this car, which looks absolutely brilliant under the hood. And it's got more aero than you could throw a McLaren at. So how do we spec this beast? Now, when it was first launched, sadly, it came in a rather dull color, and that was high-tech silver. Now, the funny thing about this color, you can't actually order this car this way. You can only get high-tech silver in a special edition that I'm going to show you later in the video. The launch color was actually due to be something called Magma Beam Orange. Now, why AMG didn't use it, I think it's got something to do with not standing out too much because of emissions, but I can theorize till the cows come home. They should have used Magma Beam. It's only available on the GT Black Series. It's debuting on the GT Black Series. It's going to be as synonymous with the car as Green Hell was with the GTR, and I absolutely love the look of it. It is a non-metallic, glossy, very reddy orange, and it really does look fantastic. Now, as for the other colors, I do have an MBUK spec sheet here that we can go through. It's very sparse, but we've got AMG Green Hell, again, which has been renamed to Light Green Magna, which is really weird, but that is the same as the one on the GTR. That color, to me, really synonymous with the R, but it does look bloody good in this, doesn't it? Then you get Brilliant Blue Magno, again, synonymous with the GT63, but it looks really nice in this. And if you give the calipers some color, which I think you need with this, then it starts to look even more exciting. Now, Obsidian Black is back. Although it says new here, it's not new, it's been around for ages, but it's back on GT. Looks, again, blacked out, looks really nice with the black calipers. Though don't call this Batman spec just yet, because you can black the entire thing out post-delivery, of course, which looks absolutely mental. But there's an even better Batman option. That is Graphite Magna. Check that out. That is just absolutely mind-blowing. Same color as the GTC Edition 50, but on Black Series, oh my God, yes, Mr. Wayne, it does come in black, though I think, again, some caliper color would really make it stand out. I really like this spec. I think it's got to be number 1 or number 2 for me. After this, you can get Selenite Grey Magno. Again, it's quite dull by itself, but if you put some livery on it, like my Motorsport Edition, suddenly adding color to it, it becomes a very exciting base shade. Again, calipers. You can get normal gloss selenite. To me, this is the most boring out of all of the options. Really nothing to do with motorsport. Speaking of motorsport, you can get diamond white. Now, white was the old color that Mercedes used to use for racing back in the day, so it makes sense to have something like Black Series. But again, without sounding like a broken record, calipers, I mean, they've got to be red or something rather than just the black for that spec, or even like the carbon ceramic bronze color that looked really good on the GTR. So guys, what do I do here? What color do I go for? I think I'm really taken with the Magma Beam, if I'm honest with you. It's €8,000 option in Germany and Europe, but in the UK it's a no-cost option. It looks amazing. It's always going to be synonymous with black. I've always gone for the launch colors on these cars, and I've always remembered them in that way as well. But then I really like the Batman look. But that's so easy to kind of do after delivery as well, isn't it? Now my C63, again, it's going to press car launch colors, which is solar beam, which will look great alongside this. And that is being done with peelable paint. It's being done at the MB World official body shop at Fastlane Paint. That video is coming very soon. You saw that we vinyl wrapped it solar beam last time. Since then, they got in touch and said, look, let's get the real color on there. So that is an option for Black Series as well. I could get it just in the launch orange, and then we can dip it to whatever we want over the lifetime of the car. For example, we could go solar beam and have 2 solar beam beasts, where this car would look incredible. Or we could go something a bit more crazy like the neon yellow that is so attributable to the RBR channel, which I think looks pretty damn cool as well. Or what about something more classy like a British racing green? Oh, that looks really good. So peelable paint opens up options for us on the exterior. I think I'm loving the Magma Beam. We're going to stick with that. Let's see what we can do in the interior now. There's only a few options in the interior, but I'm glad that we have those options in the UK as well. So first of all, you can either go for the orange stitch, as I showed in the first look video, or you can go for a silver stitch. Now for me, I hate bland interiors, so I'm going to go for the orange stitch. Maybe we'll even add a bit more orange in it later. And the other option that you get is, I'm very happy to say, because I didn't expect we were going to get it, something called Comfort Package in the UK, which replaces those buckets with the awesome and comfortable performance seats with heating and memory option. Now, some of you will remember the pillow incident of 2017 with Shmi and Nico Rosberg. If you don't, here's the clip.
Do you expect me to drive with that behind my back?
Put it on my spoiler.
Or do you allow me to leave it here?
I better take that and avoid embarrassment.
It might be too late.
So is that the ultimate comfort touch, yeah, that you need?
Yeah. So yeah, I did not get on with those bucket seats, but that's it. Essentially, I think we've basically spec'd it. I think that's what we're going to go for. There is one other addition, as I said, and that is reserved for Project One, AMG One customers only. In the UK, we're talking about only 20 cars and something like 40 for the rest of us. And those cars are finished in either high-tech silver, which we mentioned before, or obsidian black with F1 livery all over the car. I believe it's hand-painted. You've got green Petronas details both inside and out. It's going to be very special. Some of my friends will be getting these cars, so I hope to film it on the channel one day soon. So guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see a full video of every car I've ever owned in the same style, let me know below and I can do something like I did on Shmi's channel. Now, the next time you see the Black Series will probably be my own car. I'll try and get a factory visit arranged again if I can, but I do want to see my car next. I don't think I want to go on the test drive. One downside to having such a great job, and I'm so grateful for it, is that as a customer, you lose the experience of having that first experience with your car because you get to see the press cars first. And I don't want that to happen on the GT Black because it's such a special car for me. So I think it's a case of not wanting to see the bride before the wedding. So you'll forgive me for that, but I think it's absolutely going to be worth it. I hope you've really enjoyed it. Again, please do like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. A massive thanks to LMM Design from Instagram, who helped me get the renders and the colors right for this particular video in our typical RBR style. Awesome working with him. Give him a follow down below, and I'll see you again next time. Better return this press car to AMG before I get in trouble.